Port Charles wakes to uneasy tension as Jocelyn Jacks follows a trail of clues she never expected to find. What begins as a simple errand quickly turns into a moment that stops her in her tracks. A misplaced folder, a hushed phone call, and a name she recognizes all point to something carefully hidden in plain sight. Curiosity turns to concern when Joss realizes the information connects two people she cares about deeply. The pieces don't fully fit yet, but the pattern is impossible to ignore. Someone has been keeping a secret, and the truth could reshape several relationships across town. Determined to understand what she's seeing, Joss retraces recent events in her mind. Conversations that once felt ordinary now seem loaded with meaning. She wonders who else might already know, and who is working hard to keep this buried. Meanwhile, tension rises elsewhere in Port Charles as whispers begin to circulate. A chance encounter at the Metro Court adds to the mystery when Joss overhears a guarded exchange that confirms her suspicions. The secret isn't just personal, it has wider consequences that could ripple through families, friendships, and long-standing alliances. By the end of the day, Joss faces a difficult choice: confront the person involved and risk changing everything, or wait for the right moment to reveal what she's learned. Either way, Port Charles won't stay calm for long once the truth comes to light. Monday's preview promises a turning point as Joss steps closer to uncovering what others hoped would remain hidden. Joss doesn't rush to confront anyone. Instead, she decides to watch and listen. If this secret has been protected for so long, there must be a reason. She heads to Kelly's, hoping the familiar setting will help her think clearly, but even there her mind keeps replaying what she saw and heard. A casual conversation with Trina takes an unexpected turn when Trina mentions noticing strange behavior from the same people Joss suspects. Neither of them has the full picture, but together they realize the timing of recent events is too precise to be a coincidence. Later, Joss finds herself near the hospital corridors where another clue falls into place. A brief exchange between two staff members includes a detail that matches the name she saw earlier. It confirms that this isn't a misunderstanding, it's a carefully managed situation. Across town, the people connected to the secret seem increasingly tense. One of them makes a hurried phone call, speaking in a low voice and glancing around to make sure no one is listening. Joss catches only fragments, but it's enough to prove they're worried about being discovered. As evening approaches, Joss realizes she's closer to the truth than ever. The question now isn't whether the secret is real, but how many lives it could affect once revealed. She begins to understand why someone might have gone to great lengths to keep this hidden. Standing outside the Metro Court, Joss takes a deep breath. She knows the next step will change how she sees certain people forever. With quiet determination, she decides it's time to stop observing and start asking direct questions. But before she can act, her phone buzzes with a message from an unknown number. "You're looking in the wrong place. Drop it before it hurts someone." Joss stares at the screen, realizing that whoever sent the warning knows exactly what she's doing.
Joss reads the message again, her pulse quickening. The wording isn't random, it's specific, almost protective. Whoever sent it doesn't want the truth exposed, but they also seem worried about the fallout. Instead of backing off, Joss becomes more certain she's on the right path. She shows the message to Trina, who immediately suggests they keep this between themselves for now. If someone is watching Joss's movements closely enough to send a warning, then this secret is being guarded more carefully than they realized. Joss decides to change her approach. Rather than asking direct questions, she starts revisiting recent conversations in her mind, noticing who avoided eye contact, who changed the subject too quickly, and who seemed unusually anxious whenever certain names came up. At the Metro Court lobby, she spots one of the key people connected to the mystery, meeting quietly with another familiar face. Their conversation is short, tense, and ends abruptly when they notice Joss nearby. The reaction confirms more than words ever could. Later that night, Joss sits alone with the pieces finally aligning. The secret isn't just about one event. It's about a decision made weeks ago that has been quietly affecting multiple people ever since. A decision that, if revealed, could damage trust beyond repair. Her phone lights up again. This time, it's a call from someone directly tied to what she discovered. They don't ask how much she knows. They simply say, "We need to talk. Now." Joss agrees to meet, choosing a quiet corner of the pier where conversations don't carry and the night air keeps strangers away. She arrives first, watching the water and steadying her thoughts. When the familiar figure approaches, their expression says everything: worry, urgency, and a hint of regret. They don't waste time with small talk. "I was hoping you wouldn't find out like this," they admit. Joss listens carefully, saying very little. She wants to hear the explanation without giving away how many pieces she's already put together. As the story unfolds, she realizes the secret began with good intentions but grew complicated as more people became involved. What started as a protective choice slowly turned into a web of half-truths and careful omissions. The person explains that others know parts of it, but no one has the full picture. Everyone believed they were helping by staying quiet. No one expected Joss to connect the dots so quickly. That's when she asked the question they were clearly hoping to avoid. Who else is affected by this? The hesitation in their answer is all Joss needs to understand the scale. This isn't a private matter. It reaches into families, friendships, and old loyalties across Port Charles. Before they part ways, the person asks Joss for time. "Let us fix this before it explodes," they plead. Joss doesn't promise anything. Walking back toward town, Joss realizes the responsibility now rests with her. She knows the truth, and she understands why it was hidden, but she also knows that secrets this big rarely stay contained. As she reaches the edge of the busy streetlights, Joss sees two other familiar faces deep in conversation, their worried expressions mirroring the tension she just left behind. They haven't noticed her yet, and Joss wonders whether tonight is the last moment before everything changes. Joss steps closer, careful not to be seen, straining to catch snippets of their conversation. One of them mutters a name she recognizes immediately, the same name that's been at the center of her investigation. Her heart races. This confirms that the people involved aren't just hiding things from her, they're hiding things from each other. Suddenly, the second person glances over their shoulder as if sensing someone is nearby. Joss freezes, holding her breath. They look away, but the warning is clear. Someone is watching, and the stakes are higher than she realized. Joss decides she can't wait any longer. She steps forward, revealing herself, and the two turn, startled. "Jocelyn," one of them exclaims, but there's no anger in their voice, only fear. "You weren't supposed to—" "I know," Joss interrupts, her voice steady despite the adrenaline. "But now I need the full truth. No more secrets." There's a tense pause. Then one of them exhales, finally resigning. "All right, you deserve to know. But once this is out, there's no going back." Joss listens carefully as the story unravels, a tangled web of choices, hidden motives, and long-buried mistakes. Everything she suspected is true, but the full extent shocks her anyway. She realizes this secret has been shaping events in Port Charles far more than anyone ever imagined. By the time the conversation ends, Joss knows what she must do next. She can't confront everyone at once. She needs a plan. The truth must come out carefully, or the fallout could destroy friendships, trust, and even families. As she walks away into the quiet night, Joss feels the weight of the secret pressing on her. She's no longer just a bystander. She's the keeper of something that could change Port Charles forever. And somewhere deep down, she knows the town will never be the same again once this revelation comes to light.
If you want, I can continue this story further and build up a dramatic cliffhanger for Monday's episode, showing exactly what Joss does next and who might be watching her. Do you want me to do that?